Coffee or rifle? Seems like a good way to start the day. Don't have too much time today because I've been working on weird shifts in the middle of the night where only zombies and myself are apparently awake. But I do have a couple of minutes to go ahead and share with you the very next project we're going to be getting into on this channel together. You guys really seem to enjoy that last long format vlog where we built a Deanna Storm Rider up from nothing to something, right? Stock to sick in one episode. So I definitely want to go ahead and key into what your guys' interest was and see if we can't put together a higher horsepower project for ourselves. Cheers. This is the illustrious, oh damn, those dogs are nutty. This is the illustrious Bintac M50. This is the .457 caliber variety, and it's got a 20-inch barrel on it as opposed to the 13-inch barrel that the HP Max has. Now there's some great option out there from Jim at Texoma Precision Pellets, like the 10-inch option, the 5-inch option, and even like the super minuscule smaller than that one that I don't have, right? I know there's a couple of small ones, but do check them out if you want to see what barrel lengths are out. This one's in decent fighting fit shape. Honestly, as opposed to the Deanna that we brought to the table last time, this one's a lot better off than the previous. As you can see, it actually does hold pressure from my previous outing to the range, and I'm happy with the fact that I only have to add a little bit of air every now and again to really top it up. It does slowly leak. All the AEA stuff kind of slowly leaks unless you got a really good one or you really go through it. But this one's not terrible. I did already make the move to go ahead and see Jim about this sweet folding stock eliminator also. I can't say enough horrible things about the way that the folding stock adapters kind of let go on the AEA stuff. Every single time you really want it to stick for you, it's probably going to be wiggly and loose. So I definitely like what Jim has done here as far as the adapter that eliminates that folder 100%. This straight adapter completely eliminates all motion in this stock and makes it a fixed stock option. That's not to say you can't get good performance out of those folding adapters. It just means you really have to like adjust them and mess with them. It's not going to come out of the box like holding a lot of tension right out of the gate. You'll have to really mess with it. Some people have a fix on it, and I encourage you guys to do your own research. Now, I do have a good box of stuff here for this rifle, but you know what? YouTube, as long as I was very clear about the fact that we were working on an air gun, airsoft, or Nerf gun, and not a firearm, they let the Deanna episode fly with zero repercussions. They were very cool about it. So I want to give you guys that same experience, but I don't have the ability to do so before work. But the full loadout transformation definitely coming up in this episode for sure. And we're going to range test it this time. The other quick thing people are probably going to notice right out of the gate is it's definitely sporting that old school original, like 2 years old Razorback rail kit. This is when I first started printing. So as someone who prints, I definitely could see a few flaws that I've eliminated at this point in my game. I've really tried to, you know, go above and beyond and learn some things over the last few years that I've been printing. And this piece definitely not what the current stuff looks like. The current stuff to me looks much better. And hopefully you guys will get a peek at that in this episode. But this is an old school original Razorback rail kit. That's what it looks like when it's all taken down. It kind of looks naked to me. I know people love the whole minimalist style and the lightweight handling of the M50 HP Max platform, but inside of that, it just looks naked to me. I'm a stance boy when it comes down to it, and I do like to flex with my stuff, right? I want it to look as cool as it works. So for me, making a package is aesthetically pleasing. It's secondary to the performance, but definitely it matters to me a lot. Alright guys, I'm going to make ready for that daily grind, but let's get right back into this as soon as I get. Alright dude, as much as I wish I was like a dedicated YouTuber and I had no other job except for YouTube, it's just not the case, right? I actually have a 9-to-5. But today I'm going to be sending out some packs. We're starting our segment at the post office, sending happy people out packages and getting it done before I hit my shift tonight. Alright guys, so today's kind of a shift at work I'm proud of. To be honest, I started this entire channel because I was a felon and I didn't have a lot of money, and I figured out at a certain point in time that felons are allowed to own air guns, and at that moment my whole life changed, right? Guns came back into my felon riddled landscape of a life, and I decided to make a YouTube channel so that I could go ahead and try and get sponsored to get free air guns. That's the 100% transparent premise. That's 100% it, right? So now I look at the shift that I'll be working this evening. I'm actually working at a bank. I'm going to be given the keys to the overnight shift on the bank, and I'll be the guy in command of it, right? I'm the guy in control of the bank keys. It's crazy to think that the guy who started his channel as a felon to get guns is now the guy who has the bank blank keys nightly with no felonies and the ability to buy real firearms at this point because I've cleared my record. That episode's coming out for you guys soon, but I'm glad that this is a path we've walked together. All right, guys, couple of days on the road, fresh cup of coffee, pretty much same condition with the rifle, but I gotta tell you, I am so happy that I am making this specific video at this moment in time. I just finished watching the Airgun Alley Miami video showcasing this exact setup that I'm about to put on this rifle, and he installed it completely wrong. I realized in that first watching of the video that the fault wasn't his for actually installing it incorrectly. The fault was my own because I feel like this is an intuitive process, but it's only intuitive to me. I have never included instructions, right? It's the big thing that I always talk shit about AEA for doing, not including instructions with your products. And I didn't include instructions for the guy. So he pretty much went on his own devices to install it as he best saw fit and tried to showcase it in his video. It's just not the correct way that it's supposed to be installed. Once again, Airgun Alley Miami did me a major favor by even being willing to showcase my stuff in his video. So I don't bear him any ill will whatsoever. I have to look at the man in the mirror and be like, you know what? You gave somebody a new product with no instructions on how to use it, and you have to own that responsibility, right? But on the other side of the coin, I cannot be more happy that I'm making this video for you guys now. Let's get right into it. This box is from MACABESPEED.com. Oh yeah. That's what it looks like when you open the box. Typically vacuum sealed stuff. Super sick. Individually packed stuff. Super sick. Magazines bound to confuse people with these brightly colored sabots. Definitely going to be going over that in detail for you guys. Got everything online for you today. Let's go ahead and take a look at the foundational pieces of this guy. First thing we're going to start off with, the magwell. This blade has seen better days. This is the base foundational piece right here. This is our magwell. This is the front, this is the back. Just recently got into these dual colored fiber optics. I can't say enough good stuff about them, man. It cuts the physical area of the fiber optic rod itself for that red dot center, basically 50% smaller, so it's that much more precise. The YouTube reviewer who's out there no doubt looking at this video, this segment is fully within the written rules of YouTube and no firearm modifications are being performed. Easy. It's going to slide on about that simply as well. You shouldn't feel too much resistance when this goes on. Obviously, you know, each gun's going to be a little bit different, but you'll be able to slide it on with almost no effort. Check it out. You can use this guy standalone as it is, bolt action. You can use this guy with the pump action kit that we're going to install. These do not compensate for the factory magazine because the factory magazines, in my opinion, were terrible in durability as well as the ergonomics. How are you going to load it on this side with your super hook hand, right, while you're bolt actioning the same exact side? Let's give it a left hand load like it should have been from the factory, which is what this kit accommodates. Next piece of the puzzle. Got the max link. Boom. Max link. Just in case you guys were curious, I'm the patent holder. I'm the patent holder. I'm the guy. I have the official patent pending status before any other filer with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for Airgun pump action retrofit kits. So if you're watching this video, you're watching it in the right place, right? The guy who's done the due diligence is actually showing you how it works. That's where you get your knowledge from, firsthand, horse's mouth, baby. Just gonna go ahead and spin this bolt handle off. Easy. Cut the pump handle itself open. The side with these screws on it, you'll see these screws already come pre-installed. Now food's here now? Episode has to take a break, sorry, food's here. That was such a worthy break right there, it is not even funny. Dude, shout out to Black Bear Diner because you guys make the best Reuben on rye around. That's pretty good stuff here, pretty good stuff. Back at it. Gonna go ahead and remove these screws we were messing with before we took our little lunch break there and get on with the process. Basically just line it up with those 3 holes there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the whole assembly and just slide the whole assembly right on over. I'm going to put this bolt handle in this position right here. Pull the link out. It's not going to break with that amount of deflection. Slip it right over. This is the part where you just go ahead and take this bolt handle and slide it right back on. I found that the best way to really set this bolt handle up, as far as the actual thread-on nub is concerned, is go all the way tight and then back it off about half a turn. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take this supplied slam ring, and that supplied slam ring is going to go directly in front of this pump, right up against this handle when this action is almost all the way forward. So you see how there's a little bit of wiggle? This right here, this point right here is where you want to limit that motion. So you set the slam ring right like that. Tighten it down. Do tighten this one. This one's also got those good brass threads in it, so you're not going to strip it. And I do recommend you go ahead and put some torque on this guy. Don't obviously make it a point to try and strip it because anything's possible, but you should be able to get some good torque on these guys without stripping those threads because this is intended for a harsh usage. Now what do we see in front of us? Basically we got your average slipped strip club, right? Clap, clap, clap. There we go. This is going to be absolutely clapping directly into that slam ring, stopping the motion and eliminating all stresses on this link. This link is breakable if you don't use this slam ring right here. This part right here, likely to tear on you on that forward stroke, just under the momentum of being used. That's what this is for. Can't stress it enough. Without the slam ring, you possibly could break this link right here. I used mine for a long time with no slam ring and didn't break it, but some guys are more ham-fisted than me. Now at this point, we're almost completely through the install, and you can see exactly how it works. Really easy, really super easy, cycles well. Decock for safety. Good to go. Very cool. I do like that click-clack noise too. This is where some people get confused, right? What's a rifle without a magazine? So it does come with a magazine. Let's check it out together. Pretty cool. Now what's the purpose of these shells? These shells are a free bonus. It's included with every single magazine, but it goes a little bit deeper than that, right? Like I wanted to be able to give you guys a first. These magazines come with the file so that you guys can make this specific SABOT for this Airgun platform at your house for nothing, right? You just print them out and you're good to go. That's what I did with all of these SABOTs, and I hope they fly fast and I hope they fly straight. But inside of it, they're less than a penny a piece to make. So you're taking 45 caliber ammunition for an air rifle, taking it from the almost $1 a shot price point in some cases to the point where you've got this hollow 45 caliber casing. Now this begs the question, what do you do with these 45 caliber SABOTs? Basically what I like to do with them is put whatever cheap 30 caliber projectile that I can find to fit inside them right down the bore. In this case, I've got some 68 grain Apex ammo laying around, not the most expensive stuff in the world, and I'm just going to go ahead and click the two together. Doesn't come out of there. Just clicks right into place. Good stuff, man. So you take your pellets, you take your slugs, you take your handcrafted 30 caliber ammo, whatever it is that you want to go and put in this bore, right? And you just click these guys together exactly like you see me doing. Once again, manual reviewer, be cool. You know, just by what you're looking at, that there's not a firearm in frame, nor on my channel at this point. So be cool and allow the airgun community the enrichment of the hobby that it deserves. Now you guys can see here exactly what we're working with, right? We've got these great looking sabots. They're going to be going in this magazine, and they started out as just some super cheap 30 caliber pellets. This is a cool setup. I think it does a lot for the community to go ahead and make really affordable ammunition available for the everyman, even for these larger calibers. Moving along, checking pieces of the puzzle off here. Now what you're going to want to do is you're just going to take this, put it at an angle, incrementally load your seeds. Rolls down, pull it down a little bit more. This is what it looks like when it's correctly done. Now you just go ahead and take the mag and slide it into the breech. Now, one of the beautiful things about the HP Max is the fact that it has a very easily adjustable barrel tolerance as far as how far into the breech this barrel actually sits. You can loosen this one nut right here, and all of a sudden you have the ability to turn the barrel. That brings it in or moves it further away from your magazine and gives you good lockup once you go ahead and adjust it all the way back. You should feel a little resistance as it slides in and a good solid click detenting it into place. Now round count wise, let's go ahead and test it out real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rounds in each magazine as far as 457. Now as far as optics go on this guy, I definitely wanted to go ahead and use something I had success with in my harpoon episode, which was a CV Life LPVO with the 1 through 6 by, what is this? 24? Yeah, 24. 1 through 6 by 24 CV Life LPVO optic. This has a great reticle and a really clear wide field of view that seemed to perform for me well in the harpoon episode. Because of that, it's going to go directly onto the M50 pump episode, and hopefully we'll get that same good success. I also like the way that the cantilever mount in this case seems to go directly over that mag well. Super sick. Get to the cherry on top. Got a brand new Clarus tack light, and this is a little bit higher up the scale than things I typically purchase, right? This is a little bit of a better one. Impact resistance, waterproof, and Type-C charging. I know a lot of people are kind of butthurts for the magnetic style chargings that you see on the Olight and some of the other expensive brands, but for me, USB-C is readily available and it works. This is a cool system. I haven't had this type of a system before. Check it out, guys. So this guy goes on your Picatinny rail, and it's got this quick release function. This quick release runs this guy right in the center here. What it's going to allow me to do is click in and click out this tack light from its rail mounted position in case I wanted to use it as a hand light. And this one's a really good light, so I do like this guy. This is definitely a solid light, and the ability to use it off the weapon is a big plus for me. Let's get it mounted. Looks and feels good, gents. I do like it. I think we're set up for success, and I think this is a loadout that's going to go ahead and prove to be effective in the field. I think all I can do for you boys is load this thing up, get everything ready for tomorrow, and then head out to the range and really test this thing 100%. So despite my best efforts, overnight it rained super hard, and I don't have a four-wheel drive vehicle, and the place that I go to requires dry roads or 4x4, right? So won't be going to the range today despite how nice of a day it is today because of last night's rainstorm. I think it'd be a good chance for me to go ahead and change out a couple of things on this rig. I actually thought about it all night long, and I don't like where I've got that light placed. So I'm going to go with a smaller side mounted light as well as a foregrip. We can go ahead and get into that while we're waiting for the weather. Maybe hopefully make the trip out to the range tomorrow. I do want to shoot off of a rest just to go ahead and verify my sight in, but once we get sighted in, I'm going to go ahead and pull it off and shoot it like a man. Magazine into the breech. No problem to cycle the ammunition. Slam ring limits the motion, eliminating the stresses on the link. Ears on. Just to the right. Let's see if I can tighten that up a little bit. Perfect. Drag it up a little bit. I'm gonna have to say that realistically my own skill set is gonna be what's keeping me directly off the red bullseye there, and that this sight-in is gonna be good enough for the girls that I go with. Let's go ahead and get rid of this stupid shooting stick and see if we can't use the pump action and this magazine together as they're intended to be used. Is this long enough for me to stand? Probably not. All right, here we go. AEA stock symptoms, classic AEA stock. And we're locked out. That's all of them. Let's decock it for safety. Go down range, see if we can't collect one of those big bad slugs we just dispatched with serious authority on those plates. All right, guys, so as you may have noticed during the editing process here, the cameras are not playing nicely with me today, so I have no alternative other than to load this bitch back up and get it re-filmed for you boys. It was too good not to show you what happened there. Finally ready to go once again. And go. Oh, I catered it. AEA stock problems. Unrelenting AEA stock problems. This stock is so stupid. Finally, all right, cool. And I hate this stock. I absolutely hate this stock, even with the decock this for safety.
even with the really cool adapter that I got from Jim at Texoma, the AEA stocks just hate me for whatever reason. My life is always being fought by these stocks. Go ahead and very quickly load these rounds into the exact same magazines. We previously dispensed the lead ammunition out of. SABOT ammunition in the breech, and I do want to go ahead and give you guys the energy as well. Don't know if I'll hit the target. This is strictly to get the energy. 1,139 feet per second. Let's see if we can hit that target accurately. Wow. I feel like I'm off kilter trying to shoot through the chronograph. How do I deal with this? I think I'm gonna just go ahead and give you 3 shots over the chrony for the energy average and then go for accuracy. 1,087, confirming our high velocity. 1,060. Let's shoot a group. Wow. Very fast. Bottom of the board. This is working. My skill set is not good, but this ammunition combined with this rifle and this LPVO is absolutely working. I'm gonna go ahead and run the second magazine and just see how much of that red dot I can take out. That's it. Shit works. 100%, 100%, without a doubt, this magazine setup works. I'm happy. Decocked and safe. Gentlemen, I think it absolutely cannot be overlooked what we just saw. I think that the only times that I missed what I was aiming at was the times where my own skill set and my own quickness to pull the trigger got ahead of me and got the best of me.
All right, guys, I'm really happy with how this thing is set up in its final format, and I'm really starting to get a feel for how this thing operates and what it means to really utilize the M50 as a pump action rifle. Now, I know I got a long way to go with this thing. I'd really like to get it out to range and move it out to the 50 and 100 yard ranges as well, and see what kind of accuracy grouping I'm getting at that distance. But at this point in the game, I'm extremely happy just to have seen not only the success of both the new magazine design, but also the fact that almost every single ammunition seemed to be tack driving accurate out of this great 45 caliber rifle. I think it can't be overstated also that we were able to basically drive the price for 45 caliber ammunition, viable, at least target ammunition, down through the floor with those SABOTs. I mean, 1,000 plus, 1,100 plus FPS, and still drilling bullseyes. I mean, I'm not that good, so if I could do it, you could do it, right? I do like this CV Life LPVO. Honestly, it's my very first LPVO, so I have nothing to reference it off of whatsoever. But my honest opinion of this thing is it's absolutely hitting outside of its price point. If I had to put a price on this and didn't know the brand and didn't know where it was at as far as what was as far as what was required to get into it, I'd probably put it right around the 199 to 249 level, which is actually above where this thing comes in. The same could be said for this Vitatu laser and light combo. I just like the idea of having a nice dual function optic as well as lighting system in one small piece of equipment. When you start to get into something as complicated as a pump action, reciprocating mass really becomes a thing. So to be able to go ahead and get a compact package that facilitates two different functions, that's a win for me. I'm not going to go ahead and drag this out for you guys too much longer. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe for more with that notifications button so you can stay current on the channel with when these videos come out. If you really like what you saw today, absolutely furthering the limits of what the M50 is capable of, make sure you share it so other people can see it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.